Greetings and welcome. Thank you for joining us for this special session on the prayer of Saint Francis. Before we start, let us invoke for divine blessing. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to our beloved teacher, Master Tuakok Sui, Mahaguru Jimailing, all the great ones, all the spiritual elders, all the spiritual teachers in all traditions, to all the holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, we humbly invoke for your great blessings, your divine light, divine love, divine guidance, help, healing energy, and divine protection. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will, that we may be of service to God and humanity. We thank you in full faith. So be it. Okay. Atma Namaste, and welcome again. So before we start this discussion, why don't we do a quick cleansing? A lot of you probably had a stressful day, probably had a lot of cares, worries, concerns, and it's always good that we flush a lot of this stress energy out so we can have a cleaner aura, more clarity, so that we can learn and absorb more, okay? So gently tap your crown, press the center of your hands, put your hand like this. Imagine that your feet all the way to your knees are in salt water. So when we do the chanting of Om, the divine energy pours down, flushes all this stress energy out of our system, out of our feet, into the salt water and into the earth. Okay? So just be receptive. We'll also use a little extra help with the crystal. Okay? So concentrate on your crown and your hands and your feet. Feel the divine energy come down. The divine energy is entering your crown chakra is being cleansed, your forehead chakra is being cleansed, your ajna chakra is being cleansed, your back head chakra is being cleansed, your throat, secondary throat, your jaw chakras are being cleansed, your front back heart chakras are being cleansed, your front back solar plexus chakras are being cleansed, your liver, your spleen chakras are being cleansed, your navel, your main chakra are being cleansed, your sex chakra, your basic chakras are being cleansed. The tremendous amount of divine energy is pouring down to your crown, penetrating deep into your brain, your eyes, your throat, your heart, your lungs, liver, spleen, kidneys, intestines, your stomach, your reproductive organs, your hips, your bones, your muscles, your blood. The tremendous amount of energy is pouring right through you like a waterfall. All negative thoughts, negative energies are now being completely broken down, disintegrated, extracted, expelled properly into the salt water, into the earth, to be transmuted. So be it. Just be receptive. All your chakras being cleansed, all negative thoughts, negative emotions are being disintegrated, extracted, expelled properly. Your chakras are cleansed. They are now highly energized properly. So be it. Just be receptive. All negative thoughts, negative energies obstructing your spiritual path and clarity of mind and calm emotions are now being completely disintegrated. Om. Now be super receptive. Flooded with peace, love, joy, and happiness now. So be it, so be it, so be it. All your chakras are cleansed and highly and properly energized. So be it. All negative cords are now cut. All obstructing energies to your spiritual development, any kind of negative energy and cords to your aura are now completely cut and severed and properly disposed of. Om. Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Cut. Your chakras are cleansed. So be it. Just be receptive. Continue feeling the energy flow down to your crown. All negative energies out of your hands, your feet, out of your system to be properly disposed of. So be it. Just be super, super receptive. All right. You may open your eyes. Now, why don't you get up and just do some shaking? Shake the old energy out. Sometimes when you chant Om, so much energy pours down, a lot of negative energy goes out. You know, you could feel like some stuff is stuck on the aura. Just do some simple exercises, shaking, all right? You shake the excess energy and the negative energy out of your system. We'll wait. Go for it. Good. Shake it off. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it off. All right. Great. Have a seat then. Okay, so we're going to talk about the prayer of St. Francis. As you know, if you've been with us in meditation or if you listen to message or CDs, the meditation on Twin Hearts starts with the prayer of St. Francis. So, you know, the prayer of St. Francis is actually a universal prayer. A lot of people think it's just Catholic. Actually, it's not. So let's go a little deeper. The first lesson to be learned is this. You and I are not the body. We're the spiritual being or the soul occupying and using the body. So most of you believe that, and that also tells you that, you know, when your body dies, you still continue to live on. You as the soul, is the spiritual being, is basically using the body. Now, why are we talking about this? Because in order to fully understand the prayer of St. Francis, we have to study who St. Francis is. St. Francis lived in 1118 to 1226. He was a monk, later on canonized as a saint. He's known to be very loving and very compassionate, not only to people, but to animals. In fact, to this day, there are certain traditions that are still being followed where people bring animals to the church to have the priest bless their animals. That's in the same tradition as what St. Francis did. Now, since the teacher, the saint, is not the body, the question is, who was he before? So according to Theosophy, Theo means God, Sophia or Sophia means wisdom, so the school is called Theosophical Society, and the teachings by Alice Bailey, and this is also validated by a lot of ancient spiritual teachings, that St. Francis actually was in Egypt. When he was in Egypt, was the great mathematician Pythagoras, okay, or if you go to Greece, they say Pythagoras, okay, where the Pythagorean theorem came from, okay. Then later on, he became Saint Francis in the 1100s. Then after that, in the 1300s, he was Lama Tsongkhapa. Tsongkhapa is spelled T-S-O-N-G, Tsongkhapa, K-H-A-P-A, Lama Tsongkhapa. Lama Tsongkhapa is the great saint or spiritual teacher that revived Buddhism in Tibet. You see, Buddhism was brought to Tibet by a great teacher, Guru Padmasambhava. So Guru Padmasambhava came in and taught Buddhism, but as you know, over time teachings have a tendency to degenerate. So in order to revive the teachings and the spiritual practices, Lama Tsongkhapa was sent by God, the spiritual hierarchy, you know, the great saints, the great high beings, in order to revive Buddhism in Tibet. Now, based on what we're taught, after that, he took on the form of Mahatma Kutumi. Mahatma means great, like Maha means great, Atma means soul. So that's why you have Mahatma Gandhi, the great soul Gandhi. Now, Mahatma Kutumi, or Lord Kutumi, or Holy Master Kutumi, depending on what title you want to give the great teacher, as based on what we're taught, is the present form taken by the great soul, Saint Francis, Pythagoras, Lama Tsongkhapa. So the Holy Master Kutumi, or the great teacher, great soul Kutumi, is said to be in line for the office of the Christ. Now, I know a lot of you, this might be new. For me, it was very difficult to understand initially. So according to Master Chokkoksu in the ancient teachings, the Christ is actually in office, just like you know, you have the president or prime minister. So presently, it is occupied by a great soul named Lord Maitreya. So if you're Buddhist, you heard of Lord Maitreya before. Maitreya is spelled capital M-A-I-T-R-E-Y-A, Lord Maitreya or Buddha Maitreya. So when Lord Maitreya vacates the position and moves out to become the Buddha, and the Lord Gautama Buddha moves on to higher spiritual service, then Lord Kutumi or Mahatma Kutumi takes on that office. So we'll go to this in more detail on the second part of the prayer. So that just gives you an idea that you and I are not the body. Obviously, the teachers, the great saints, are not the body either. Okay? So that's the first lesson. Now let's go through it in detail. So the first line says, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. The important thing to remember is, Lord, obviously, as St. Francis is praying to Lord Jesus, to God, make me an instrument of your peace. When you say instrument, instrument means the instrument does not own that energy. Just like in some traditions, instead of saying, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, the prayer says, Lord, make me a channel of your peace. A channel or an instrument is simply the conduit. As we always say, everything comes from God and everything returns to God. So when we say, Lord, make me a channel or instrument of your peace, we know the peace, the love, the blessings all come from God. So that's the first thing. But there has to be a sense of humility. You know, a lot of people who are very spiritually advanced, you can always tell they always give gratitude and respect to their teachers, to the saints, and to God. The young souls who are not yet so smart, what happens? They take credit for everything. Okay? So a lot of these great teachers always have humility and gratitude to somebody who taught them and the higher beings, and of course ultimately to God. So Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Next, the next few lines says what? Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is darkness, light. Right? Where there is doubt, faith, despair, hope. Where there is sadness, joy. Now, why do we need to pay special attention to this? You see, there's this thing called alchemy. Alchemy in the Middle Ages basically meant what? The transformation of base metals like lead to gold. Now, you can take it literally, or you can look at it on the spiritual sense. If you have a clever look at a person who's angry, upset, resentful, have bad intention, the aura is grayish or very, very dark. Now, if you look at a saint, the aura is golden. It radiates tremendous amount of light. So when you say alchemy, alchemy could simply mean, in the Middle Ages, transformation of physical metal, like lead, into gold. Now, energetically, it's very interesting. If you look at a person who's angry and upset when they're, or it's very grayish, as they learn to forgive, as they learn to love, the heart chakras start to open. As the heart chakras start to open, the aura, instead of being so dark, start to have hints of light, because when this opens up, it triggers the crown. When the crown opens up, energy comes in. So instead of just being gray and dark, it starts to have a little shine or a little light to it. Then as a person learns to love and forgive, then the aura turns pinkish. Okay? Now, that's why the first line says, where there is hatred, let me sow love. The ability to love is the first step. The heart chakra has to first open. That is the gateway to opening up your spiritual path, the opening of the heart. Now, in India, in certain Indian traditions, they always say, without love, there is no ananda. Without love, there is no divine bliss or divine ecstasy, because divine bliss and ecstasy comes from the crown. So this has to open first before this opens. So the heart chakra is the gate. All right? Now, for some of you who are very, very new, let's go through it step by step. First of all, where there is hatred, let me sow love. We've been taught by many spiritual teachers to eradicate. What do I mean? What do we say? Eradicate. Remove the word hate from your vocabulary. So H-A-T-E has to be removed. The question is why? The vibration of hate or anger, hate or hatred is very, very low. Unless you're using it to describe, like in a prayer, or you're reading it, never say that you hate something or hate someone. You can just use the word strongly dislike. You see, it tells you that you're constantly on guard. On guard of what? You're constantly on guard of your consciousness and the words that come out of your mouth. So instead of using that word H-A-T, you say, oh, I strongly dislike, oh, I really don't want it. Clear? That way, you'll constantly be aware that that word is not good for your spiritual practice. It actually acts as a hindrance. Okay? But anyway, since it's there, we'll just say, where there is hatred, let me sow love. Now, when you say love, what exactly does that mean? See, for ordinary people, love is, oh, I love you, I want to hug you, I want to kiss you, I feel that I'm happy around you. That's an emotion. Now, when you talk about spirituality, you also have to understand that love is energy. Okay? So let's just try. Put your hand like this. All right? Say the energy of my heart chakra. Okay? Feel your heart. Good. Next. Imagine somebody you love very, very dearly in front of you. Okay? Keep visualizing in front of you. Just say, from my heart to yours, I shower you with love and affection. Okay? Project love towards this person. Just say, I love you with all of my heart. So be it. Now, do you notice your heart chakra expanding? Can you feel that your hands being pushed out? Good. So that is your heart chakra expanding. Now, if you notice, when you scan, there's a slight warm sensation in your palm. That's why you'll notice, okay, you can put your hand down. That's why when you're with people that you love, you have this warm and caring or warm and fuzzy feeling. All right? Now, the heart chakra, if you have a clairvoyant look, actually has two colors. It has red and gold. I know some of you have studied the 7 chakras, says it's green. Actually, there is no green in the heart chakra. If you have a good clairvoyant look, it's pink and gold. Now, some of the green color that clairvoyants see is not in the heart chakra itself, it's on the surface. Anyway, we'll talk about that in another lesson. But for now, you'll notice when you love and care someone, you have this warm and caring and warm and fuzzy feeling. That's because as the heart chakra is spinning very quickly and it starts to expand, as you're feeling it with your hand being pushed out, the red, as it becomes more and more, turns to light pink. That's why you notice during Valentine's Day, the two most common colors you see are pink and gold, pink and red. Pink for loving energy, and guess what red is? Passion. Okay? So, you will also notice that when you love someone so much, you're so generous to them. So if you're generous to a lot of people, or you're generous to one particular person, other people watching you say, wow, he's so loving, he's so generous, he or she has a heart of gold. So when you love someone so much and it becomes unconditional, that you love them so much, whether they hurt you, you still forgive them, you love them, and so on, the heart turns golden. So the alchemical process has started. You see, the prayer of St. Francis is actually a prayer on inner alchemy. Inner transformation of lower energies or lower urges to higher tendencies or higher frequencies within the energy field. So when we say, where there is hatred, let me sow love, that is the start. That is the opening the heart. Then as you learn to love, you learn to forgive. Let's face it, everybody makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. Now, if you don't make mistakes, you're watching the wrong video. Wrong class. See, all of us make mistakes. All of us are evolving. So the important thing to remember is this. Forgiveness is part of spiritually growing up, because since nobody's perfect, everybody makes mistakes. We make mistakes, so we have to learn to forgive ourselves. As other people make mistakes, we have to realize, hey, we're spiritually growing up, so are they. We have to also learn to forgive. Now, the interesting part is this. Most people, the reason they have resistance towards forgiving other people is they say, hey, if I keep forgiving, this person will keep repeating the same mistake. I have to teach him a lesson. Or, if I keep forgiving, this person will hurt other people instead. So the wonderful thing about Master Chua, when he was teaching, he made it very, very clear. He said, look, there's two kinds of forgiveness. There's inner forgiveness and outer forgiveness. So he says, inner forgiveness is for all, no matter what the offense. External forgiveness for some, not all. Now let's break it down. Inner forgiveness means, whether you like it or not, you and I, we are souls, we are spiritual beings on this earth, in this incarnation, if you will, to learn lessons and to evolve. So whether you like it or not, as he always says, evolution involves time, process, and lots of mistakes. Time, what do you mean by time? If you think about it, when we make a mistake, we don't always realize it right away. Sometimes it takes time. Something has to come up for us to realize. So there's that lag time. Process, what do I mean by process? When somebody hurts us, not everybody say, okay, I forgive you, it's done. It takes a certain time where you try to, forgive as time goes by, or your mind get distracted, or you evolve, you learn a little more, you realize the situation is that that person cannot help themselves, or that person you're angry with has a physical or psychological ailment. So it takes a certain process that people take for them to actually forgive. And when we say mistakes, don't you notice that, you and I are who we are today from the lessons we learned from the mistakes we've made? So evolution involves time, process, and mistakes. So the person you're angry with, that you're not forgiving, if you think about it, they're also spiritual beings evolving. Now, so when he says, where there is injury, let me so pardon or forgiveness, we have to realize that we all make mistakes. It is through these mistakes and getting up and learning from them that we evolve. So why don't we practice the simple forgiveness technique right now before we go even further? Okay, put your hands on your heart like this. Let's make this experiential. Could you please picture someone who you want to forgive and let go? All right, visualize him in front of you. Let's just go through the whole process. Just inhale, exhale slowly. Focus on your heart, focus on your crown. Ready? Visualize that person in front of you. Say to that person, Namaste. 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 The spiritual being within me acknowledges there is a spiritual being within you. Somewhere. Okay? If you don't do this part, you'll never forgive. We have to realize first and foremost that we are all spiritual beings in the process of evolving. Alright? So visualize that person. Say, Namaste. The I am within me acknowledges the I am within you, the I am presence within you. The child of God within me honors the child of God within you. Namaste. Now visualize their body disappearing. All you see is brilliant light. You're, after all, addressing the soul. Namaste. The divinity in me salutes the divinity in you. Atma, Namaste. Atma is the soul. Atma, Namaste. Now repeat after me. We are all children of God. We are all in the process of evolving. Evolution involves time, process, and lots of mistakes. I had my share of mistakes and learned from them. So can you. I wish you the same. God's peace and love be with me. God's peace and love be with you. You are completely forgiven. Say it again. You are completely forgiven. You are completely forgiven. May you be blessed with inner peace, inner healing. May you be blessed with spiritual transformation and spiritual maturity. God's blessing be with you. May you spiritually grow and evolve. Namaste. You are completely forgiven. Go in peace. I completely release you. So be it. Atma, Namaste, go in peace. Now just be still, be aware, just let it flow. Take a deep breath, exhale, release. Good, next, follow me. Go like this. Cut, cut, cut. I release you. How do you feel? Don't you feel much lighter? You can repeat this exercise as many times as you like. It's the energetic way of releasing and letting go. See, a lot of people don't realize when you're angry and upset with someone, it's stuck in the chakras. And in turn, this, if you don't get rid of it, it continues to shove itself deeper and deeper into the astral body, and then later on the mental body. So you keep meditating and thinking of the person you are angry with. Without learning to let go and forgive, spiritual development is very, very difficult. You keep hitting a roadblock. That roadblock is your anger and resentment. According to some spiritual teachings, they say that when you're going to the higher realms, the spiritual teachers will show you an image of the people you're angry or you had conflict with, and they will watch your reaction. If they notice that you cannot forgive, they say, oh, go back, not yet ready to graduate. Okay? So this is very important. So first line is, where there is hatred, let me sow love. Then, where there is injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you're angry with someone. That particular someone don't know and don't care. So whose life are we destroying? So Move on with your life. As Message always says, move on, learn your lesson, move on. Let go of the past, continue to live. Because if you don't, there's a saying in meditation, you become who you meditate on, or you become what you meditate on. So if you continue to think of what they've done to hurt you, who this person is, you start to act like them, you start to become miserable. What's the point? So learn to forgive, learn to let go. Everybody makes mistakes. Cut the cord, let go. That's inner forgiveness. Now, how about outer forgiveness? Outer forgiveness might mean like, hey, I'm not going to stand for this. Okay? It's just like your children. When your children make mistakes, if you think about it, you're thinking, wow, when I was a kid, I've done worse things. Maybe this is karma. Okay? But if you think about it, you're easily willing to forgive them because you love them so much. There's so much love. Okay? The problem is, if you always show them that you forgive, they step all over you. And what happened? They become spoiled rotten eggs. So Message always says, look, it's like your children. When they make mistakes, you internally forgive them, but externally you say, no, you're firm, you're grounded. This is to create balance. Okay, move your right hand. Say order. Move your left hand. Loving kindness and forgiveness. These two you have to balance. Okay? You want to show loving kindness, but at the same time there has to be order. So the secret is you internally forgive, externally you look firm if necessary. It's just like we say, if somebody did something wrong to you, internally you forgive them, externally you might have to sue them. You might have to call the police. So this is balancing order and loving kindness and forgiveness. Very, very important. As we go through life, these are the lessons we need to learn. All right? So let's move on. So the next line is, where there is doubt, faith; where there is despair, hope. So what exactly does that mean? You see, whether you like it or not, life goes up and down, right? So some of the people, have difficulties in their life, so they lose faith, they lose hope in their life, especially, if they're having financial problem or relationship problem or health problem. So for us, the way we're taught how to use this prayer is this part of it is actually the opportunity for you and me to bless people in need. Now, let's talk about finances for a second. Okay, as most of you know, if you already don't, the chakra involved in prosperity or your finances is the basic chakra, or what people call the root center. It's at the base of your spine. So follow me, press the center of your palm, scan your basic, say my basic chakra. Okay? Now, say my prosperity energy level. Now, let's try, shall we? Okay, you get a feeling of it, how big or how small or how little or how much. Okay, shake your hand. Now follow me, tap your heart, tap your crown. Put your hand like this. Okay, visualize the earth in front of you. Think of some of the people who are having difficulties in their life. Maybe the people in Haiti who have lost their homes and are in despair. Okay? Or think of some of the people who lost their jobs, having financial problem. Okay, just focus on your heart and your crown. May God bless all these people with hope and faith. May they be blessed with a better life. Visualize people helping other people, showing compassion and mercy to others. Visualize people who are having a difficult time, rising out of their problem. Bless them with hope and faith and a better life. The ones who have lost their job, may they be blessed with a better job. May the ones who have problems and lost in their home, or lost in their job or lost their home, may they be blessed with a better home, may they be blessed with a better job, may their life improve. In the name of the Divine Supreme God, so be it. With God, all is possible. So be it, so be it, so be it. Continue blessing. May all these be blessed. May all these people in despair, may all these people who have doubts about their future be blessed with hope and faith and a better life. So be it, so be it, so be it. Okay, easy enough, right? Shake your hands. Okay, scan your basic chakra. Say my basic chakra, my prosperity energy level. What do you notice? Much stronger, right? Okay, so this part of it, message always says, do not do the meditation, do not do the blessing mechanically. In other words, when you do it, don't just say, okay, may all be blessed. Really feel it, really feel the compassion, mercy flowing through you to these people. May their lives be blessed with the new hope and faith, and may their life improve. All right? Next. Where there is darkness, light. All right, let's go through this in more detail. First of all, what does it mean by darkness? What does it mean by light? So darkness in spirituality means ignorance. The question is, ignorant of what? Ignorant of many things, and there are many levels of truth. You see, in India, the teacher is called guru. Guru, one of the interpretations of the word guru is dispeller of darkness. What do you mean by dispeller of darkness? If the room is dark, you cannot really use a vacuum cleaner to suck out the darkness. Okay, so if the room is dark, you have to shine light. The brighter the light, the less the darkness. So as the light goes up, the darkness disappears. All right. So the teacher is the source of the light. The teachings is the light. So when the teacher teaches us through these teachings, it shines light in our life, and the ignorance we have of many things in our life, many topics, are now dispelled. So we see things clearly. Don't you notice when somebody teaches you something, you go, oh, that makes sense. There's a sense of understanding. You go, oh, I now understand. You become enlightened, right? That's why in a lot of cartoons, what do? When somebody understands or they have a great idea, what happens? A light bulb turns on. It's light. Light is connected to understanding and intelligence. Okay? Now, so the question is, if the teacher or the guru is the source of the light, is that where the light comes from? No. His or her light comes from his or her guru or teacher and go higher and higher, and ultimately where does it come from? God. That's why it says, Lord, make me instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon, right? Where there's doubt, faith, despair, hope. Where there's darkness, light. All of it comes from God. Okay, now, so when you say light, we're talking about wisdom, intelligence, right? So where there's darkness, let me sow light. Let's just tackle one level of truth. What kind of ignorance causes suffering? First and foremost, people don't realize that they're not the body. They're not the emotion, they're not their thoughts. So the first thing you want to bless people is spiritual understanding, enlightenment, to realize they're a being of light. They're just occupying and using this body in this particular incarnation to evolve. Okay, so as we learn to realize that we're not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts, we start to meditate on who we really are. We experience that we are a being of light and we're part of God. That's why in the Bible, in the Genesis, says you and I are all made in the image of God. All right, so that's very, very important. We'll develop this even further. Now, if you were to look at this on like a table, it says, where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith, despair, hope, darkness, light. So if you look at one level, on one side of the table, hatred, injury, doubt, despair, and darkness, the end result, if you add all of these, causes a person to have sadness. Now, once this is all converted, remember the alchemical purpose. When hatred is turned into love, when injury is turned into pardon and forgiveness, when doubt is turned to faith, despair into hope, darkness into light, this side of the table, when you tabulate it, when you have all these things, when all these negative emotions, negative energy has been converted or transmuted, then you have joy. Don't you find that amazing? All these things manifest as sadness. All these things, once you converted them, turns into joy. Now, many years ago, somebody said that joy is very different from happiness. Happiness is dependent on circumstances around us. Okay? Joy is something that is within. So when you have love in your heart, you know how to forgive, you have faith, you have hope, there's understanding and light, there's joy within you. That's it. Very, very simple. So that's why the last part of that stanza is what? Where there's sadness, joy. All right? Now let's move on to the second part. Let's move on to the second part. The second part says, O divine master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, seek to be loved as to love, seek to be understood as to understand, for it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we're born to eternal life. Okay, let's go through this in detail. First of all, when St. Francis was invoking, he says, O divine master, he's invoking the Lord Christ, the Lord Jesus. Now, to further understand this, you have to cross-reference to the Buddhist tradition. So the Christ, the office of the Christ, in the Buddhist tradition is called Bodhisattva. Okay? Like you heard of the Mother of Compassion, Bodhisattva Kuan Yin. Alright? So, it's something like this. Christ is known as the avatar of sacrificial love. That's why, you studied. Christ died for the sins of the world. Alright? There's a sense of sacrifice. In the Buddhist tradition, it's also very similar. There's this thing that is called Bodhisattva vow. Okay, what exactly that? Let's super simplify it. Bodhisattva vow simply says, I, whoever that soul is, says, I will not enter into complete oneness with God. I will not enter into heaven or nirvana until every soul has gone ahead of me. That means this great soul will wait till the worst criminal has already transformed into a great saint and entered heaven before they will even step one foot into heaven. It's just like there's a burning house. This person will help everybody safely get out before they get out. Could you imagine that kind of compassion? That's called sacrificial love. So in the Buddhist tradition, the Christ is called Bodhisattva. In the Christian tradition, it's called Christ. Okay? So in the prayer of St. Francis, then it's easy to understand. O divine master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, seek to be loved as to love, for it is in giving that we receive. Now, let's do the first part. Do not seek to be consoled as to console, seek to understand, seek to be understood, but to understand, seek to be loved as to love. So if you think about it, it means put other people first. A lot of times it's easy to put our attention to ourselves, but if you think about it, again, as we covered earlier, as we are so busy helping other people, guess what? We forget our own problems and our own issues. So it is part of the, what do you call this? The energy, if you will, of putting other people first. That's why when St. Francis said, O divine master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console. Do not sit there and go, oh, I'm self-pity, or I'm feeling this and that. Really focus on other people, because whether you like it or not, no matter where you are, there's somebody worse off than you. No matter how bad you're feeling, there's somebody who's even worse than you are. Right? So the teaching basically says, put other people first. Now, here's the magic thing about it. O divine master, grant that I may not seek to be consoled as to console, right? Seek to be understood as to understand. Seek to love, to be loved as to love. Here's the magic term. Look at the next line. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we're pardoned. In other words, we have all these things that we're going through, but instead of wallowing in the mud, as Master Cho says, don't wallow in the mud. Instead of that, you get out of it, focus on helping other people, making other people's life better. Because the next line says, for it is in giving that we receive. It's called the law of karma. All right? Now, it's interesting. This law of karma has two kinds. So if you've taken the classes with Master Cho, you know this is taught. So the law of karma is connected to the golden rule, and there are two golden rules. There's the negative golden rule and there's a positive golden rule. In the Old Testament says what? Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. Everything is don't do this, don't do that. Basically, the negative golden rule is a spiritual technology on how not to generate bad karma. Don't do this. Don't hurt other people if you don't want to be hurt. Don't steal if you don't want people to steal from you. You with me so far? Okay. Then the New Testament is the positive golden rule. The Lord Jesus said what? Do unto others as you want them done unto you. See, the Old Testament is do not unto others as you don't want them done to you. The New Testament says do to others what you want done unto you. If you want to be loved, first love other people. If you want to be forgiven, forgive other people first. If you want to be consoled, console other people in need. So the turning point is this. If you look at that line, for it is in giving that we receive, you're stating, look, O Divine Master, grant that I may not be consoled, or do not seek to be consoled as to console. Seek to be understood as to understand. Seek to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. As we focus on helping other people, we will get what we want. Basically, that's that. Okay? Now, I remember my teacher used to always say, the cure for depression is service. The cure for depression is service. When you're so busy trying to help other people, you forget your own stuff. Now, the key here is also connected to the heart chakra. Observe. Scan your heart. Say my heart chakra. Okay, scan. Good. Now, can you think of someone who could use a blessing? Visualize yourself blessing that person, healing that person, helping them out. Either physically, emotionally, mentally, or praying for them spiritually. Okay, scan your heart. Do you notice anything happening even by just visualizing or intending to help that person? You notice the heart chakra is expanding? That's why in the meditation Twin Hearts, the prayer of St. Francis is used, because it's one of the fastest ways to stretch the heart. And when the heart is stretched, it stretches the crown. So what would take months, years, and many incarnations for a person to evolve, from a savage to evolve, by doing meditation Twin Hearts and using the prayer of St. Francis, you can quickly alchemize or have the person spiritually transform and evolve. That is the secret. Okay? It's a combination of Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of devotion and love, and also Karma Yoga, doing. As you do the meditation, you bless other people, as you do this enough, when your heart and crown is expanding, when you're not doing meditation, that part of service is already instilled within your system, so you physically go out and help other people. That's Karma Yoga. All right? Now, the last part, actually before we go to the last line, there's another part that is very interesting about, for it is in giving that we receive. In your spiritual path, in your daily life, in your relationships, in your studies, your mental, the development of your mental faculty, this line, for it is in giving that we receive, plays a big role. So here's basically the spiritual secret. If you want to be prosperous, you give money to charity. As Francis Chow says, whatever you want, that's the first thing you give away. If you want to be prosperous, give money to charity, help people in need. If you want to have a loving relationship, watch your words, watch your thoughts, watch your actions, make them be loving, let them be caring, care for people in need. Karmically, it comes back as good relationships. Now, the problem is some people are like this. Some people, they're only nice to the people who are important to them. In other words, if they need something, they're nice. So one time, somebody called me, called the office. I wasn't home. I wasn't at the office. And it's because it was a magazine that we were supposed to submit an advertising. Well, it's my fault. I forgot. So the person called while I was not there. And my wife answered the phone, and this lady started screaming, started saying, using profanity, okay? You're this, you're that, you're this, and it was really nasty. Anyway, when I got back, my wife told me, I said, whoa, really? But when I talked to the person, she's nice. So I talked to the person, I said, yes. I called them, I said, okay, we'll submit the ad, sorry, it's my fault, but you don't have to be nasty to my wife. You know what she said? She says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it's your wife." He's like, "Huh? I'm sorry. I did not know it's your wife." Well, does it matter? Even if it's the janitor or it's, the president, does it really matter? Does that give you an excuse to be nasty? You see, some people, they're like that. They're only nice to the people who they need to be nice to. And so people like that, you notice there's no inner peace. So loving kindness has to be for all. All right? Right words, right thoughts, right action manifest as good relationship. Now, next one is mental faculty. If you want to be smart and intelligent, you teach. If you want to understand the topic, learn to teach it. You see, before I taught pranic healing, I thought I knew pranic healing, but when I started teaching, I realized, wow, there's so much I don't know. So it forced me to learn. And then the interesting part, as I taught, I also learned. Okay? So if you want to be smart, you want to be intelligent, enlighten people, teach people. Now, if you want to spiritually evolve, help others spiritually evolve. What does that mean? Some people say, "Oh, I'm a very quiet person. I just do my own meditation." Yeah, you spiritually evolve, but the secret is this. As you guide people in meditation, right? Form spiritual groups. Form meditation twin hearts group. Teach people to meditate. As these people spiritually evolve, whether you like it or not, it comes back. You'll notice your meditations are deeper. You understand deeper spiritual truth. You start to have better experiences. Because in life, there's this thing called karmic entitlement. Now, the nice thing about this teaching is already embedded in the prayer of St. Francis. It is in giving that we receive. All right? I hope that helps. Now, let's look at the last line. It is in dying that we're born to eternal life. Okay. Now, what exactly does that mean? In the Tibetan tradition, it says, to live is to die, and to die is to live. He said, what the heck does that mean? To live is to die. If you think about it, let's start from the other side. You've heard that when the person is so sick, the body is so sick, they have so many problems. When they die, there's spiritual liberation. In other words, they're free. The soul is pure energy. It's free. It's just like, from an ice cube, it's turned to liquid and turned to gas. So it's out. It's free. All right? Well, the question is this. Why would the soul, made of pure energy, imprison itself in the first place? In other words, why would it stuff itself into limiting vehicles? So the way Message taught it is something like this. This is the best example I can share with you because that was taught by the teacher. So let's say here is the soul, the liquid inside. In order to learn and evolve, the soul pours itself into certain vehicles. Physical body to experience physical touch. Have a physical body to act with in the physical world. And then pour itself to an emotional body to feel. Pour itself into mental body so it can think, to experience what it's like to think and process lots of information. Now, as this soul goes through life, it learns lessons. Make mistakes, makes a lot of dumb mistakes, made a lot of dumb mistakes and learn from it. Once the lessons are learned and the body dies, the lessons are now uploaded to the soul. So the soul learns and evolves. So every time this happens, the soul is evolving. So in one sense, the soul, to live in restricted bodies, is like dying. It's terrible compared to being free. But as the lessons are learned and the soul is evolving, when it drops the physical body, it is to live eternally. See, this is dying temporarily. This is living eternally. So this happens over and over again. That's the meaning of it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Okay? I hope that has helped understand the prayer of St. Francis more to you. For us who do pranic healing, who do meditation twin hearts, it's very dear to our hearts. It's something the teacher, Master Chokoksui, has taught us for many, many years, and we practice. Okay? So, before we end the session, why don't we do it once with full intention? All right? Raise your hand like this. Focus on your heart. Focus on your crown. Visualize the earth. Visualize the people in need. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred, let me sow love. Let my family, my friends, the people I work with, be blessed with peace and with love. And this loving energy spread throughout my community, my country, and the entire earth. Let there be peace, let there be love. So be it. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. To whoever I have hurt, in however way I've hurt you, I humbly ask for your forgiveness. I've learned my lesson. Thank you, thank you, thank you for forgiving me. And I also forgive myself. So be it. To all who have hurt me, we are all children of God. We all make mistakes. I've had my share of mistakes and learned from them. So can you. I wish you the same. God's peace and love be with me. God's peace and love be with all of you. You are completely forgiven. Go in peace. Namaste. Cut. That is the meaning of where there is injury, let me sow pardon. Where there is doubt, faith, despair, hope. Think of some of the people you know going through difficult times right now, financially, emotionally, mentally, in any part of their life. May they be blessed with hope and faith and a better life. May all who are suffering be blessed with new hope and faith and a better life. And may your life improve. With God, all is possible. So be it. Where there is darkness, let me sow light. Just think of so many people you know who are still in ignorance of who they are so busy with their lives, they forget that they're actually made in the image of God. Bless them with enlightenment, bless them with realization of who they are, that they are actually in control of their life, not the other way around. Where there is darkness, let me sow tremendous light. And where there is sadness, let me sow joy. Imagine every person, every being on earth smiling with great joy. So be it. Feel the blessings flow through you, to your family, your friends, your loved ones, the people you work with. Let it spread throughout your community, your state, your city, your state, your country, and the entire earth. So be it. Good. Now open your palms upwards. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand others instead. Seek to be loved, but actually to love others. For it is in giving that we receive, that's the divine law. For it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. To God, from God we come from, to God we return. From God we come from, and to God we return. And it is in dying that we're born to eternal life, divine oneness. Just be still, be aware. We're not the body, we're not the emotion, not the thoughts. I'm not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts. I'm the soul. I'm a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, divine power. I'm connected in one with my higher soul. I'm connected in one with the divine spark within me. I'm a child of God. I'm one with God. I'm one with all. There is only oneness. So it is. We are one with God. We are one with all. There is only oneness. Be still. Be aware. You're like a drop of water in the gigantic ocean of divine love. Just be still, be aware, and let go. So be it. Om. 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 There's only oneness, so be it. May you, the soul, be blessed by God, by our teacher, Master Chokoksui Mahaguju Miling, and all the spiritual elders and spiritual teachers, with waves of love and waves of sweetness, waves and waves of divine bliss, Ananda, bliss. Blessings be to all of you. Inhale God's blessing. Exhale and share it with your family and your loved ones. Inhale the blessing, share it with the people you work with. Inhale and exhale the blessings. Let it be spread throughout the entire earth. So be it. So be it. Good. All right. So, open your eyes. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope that you have benefited from this special session on the prayer of St. Francis. I encourage you to practice the meditation Twin Hearts regularly. And when you do the meditation Twin Hearts with prayer of St. Francis in it, really feel the blessings flow through you and really focus on helping others. Okay? Atma Namaste. Thank you for joining us. Let's give thanks to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you. To our teacher, Master Chokoksui Mahaguju Miling, and all the high beings, thank you for divine light, love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the blessings in full faith. So be it. Amen. All right. Thank you. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. And if you don't mind, please leave a testimony for us, the comment right there. And we'll see you next time. If you feel like you want to support this video lessons, you're welcome to give your donation and love offerings, and may the blessings go back to you many, many fold. So be it. Okay? Take care. Bye.